There are four things that come to mind when I think about beginning the actual healing process. And so we're going to talk about those four things, and I'm going to give some examples of my own experiences and what it looked like for me. Okay, so welcome again, y'all, to Love Lingo with D. Ray. Let your friends and family know, or whatever, whoever you know that's actually trying to do some work, and cool beans, right? So, the very first thing that we gotta do to begin the healing process really is acknowledge, right? Like, if you never admit that you got some stuff going on, okay, how can you ever really heal? There's this famous saying, or Jay-Z said, how can you heal what you never reveal? This is facts, right? You have to reveal to yourself what traumas you've had, what experiences you've had that have led you to think, act, live, and be the way that you are. Okay, so you have to first acknowledge that you got some shit going on, right? And I gave the example on my video on Instagram where I said at those AA meetings, all y'all have seen this. Y'all type a 1 in the comments if you ever seen on the movies where they be like, hi, my name is D. Ray and I am addicted to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has always seen that, where people, you have to admit that you have something going on in order for you to actually do something about it, right? So the very first thing is acknowledgement, right? Being honest with yourself, acknowledging that the only way that you can begin to heal is to first verbalize it, let those words come out of your mouth and say, yes, I have this issue. For me, some healing work that I had to do, and it's going to all kind of come in together because I can talk about all the steps of it, right? For me, something that I had to realize a couple of years ago is that I battled with low self-esteem sometimes, right? And that low self-esteem would reveal itself, or a lack of self-confidence, or a lack of self-love, all the stuff that a lot of women go through as they're coming into their adulthood. I had to realize that I had that issue, and how it manifested was me being too friendly with some guys or something that I had no intentions of ever being with or anything like that. Like, a guy that I was not even attracted to, nothing. He could probably say something to me and I would probably easily be flattered, right? And it took me getting into my current soulmate twin flame relationship to realize, wow, I really did have that problem, because I would talk to people, and I'm just saying talk as far as like converse, communicate, nothing special. Like, in my mind, it's just, we just talking, we just having a conversation. But my energy was probably giving off to whoever I was communicating with that I may have wanted something more, right? And that was because of my lack of self-esteem at that time, right? So in order for me to actually heal that, I had to first acknowledge, hey, I don't think I love myself as I thought I did, right? Or I think I'm the most beautiful or most whatever as I may be acting like I am, right? Because if I was, it would be an energy that said, I'm good, I'm taken, I'm not available, you know what I'm saying, in those situations, right? And so that's the first thing. The first thing is acknowledgement. If you don't think that you have an issue, if you don't think that you have something to heal, you can't heal it, right? And that's the first part. In order for you to heal, you have to know that there's something there that needs to be healed, and you have to be fearless in verbalizing that, so that your own self can hear your words, right? So that your spirit can know, okay, now we can do the work, right? So the very first part in beginning the healing process is acknowledgement. Now, the second part, which is probably the hardest part, is acceptance. right? It's hard to accept some shit that we don't like. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to accept something that you just don't like, but accepting it is the only way that you can start to really give into the work. If you don't accept it, that means you're not taking ownership of it and you can't get on top of it and do what you need to do. You're still not, you're just not accepting it. Accepting is surrendering to what you discover and understanding that it does not have to stay that way, right? I think a lot of people's main problem is they don't accept, you know what I'm saying? They don't really come face to face with whatever demon or whatever trauma. They don't accept that it actually happened to them. They don't accept that this is actually their experience. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's there, but it's not fully there. And acceptance is you really pulling it in and you being like, okay, this is here. Now I can do something about it, right? Acceptance, all right? You got to just surrender to it and be like, hey, it is what it is. And now that you accept it, now we can go into the understanding part, right? Understanding is part 3, right? Understanding is part 3. And to begin to heal and transform, you need to know where everything starts from, right? If you don't know where something began, where it started from, you can never truly heal it. You want to heal things at the root. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of example can I give for this? Help me out with an example. I don't know. If you don't take care of it at the root and you just keep on putting band-aids over the surface, you know what I'm saying? It keeps coming back in different form. It keeps coming back in different form, right? And so for me, even in college, I thought, no, I had a college boyfriend. I thought, yeah, I'm good. This is my guy, da-da-da-da-da. Whatever, like, it's good. I'm confident, da-da-da-da. I thought I was really good. It wasn't until I got into the relationship that I'm in right now, which is the last one. It wasn't until I got into this one to I realized, no, I really hadn't understood why I was so gullible when it came to interacting with guys. Why? I had no clue. I did not think that they were thinking the ways that they were thinking at the time. Now I'm like, I got it. Like, immediately I can tell when a guy's thoughts is not strictly platonic. Like, I can tell it's just something very subtle. Hold on, no, that's not the energy here. You know what I'm saying? But at first I could not do that. I did not understand it. And I thought just because I was in a relationship that I had healed that and dealt with that, and I really hadn't. Now, this is the good part, right? This is where the understanding comes in. I realized that I had that low self-esteem, right? Low self-love, didn't think of myself as beautiful, as attractive, because my parents never, I don't remember a single time, not even my prom, where my mom or my dad literally was like, girl, you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are one of a kind, you are special. I don't remember them ever saying that, right? And so we all know how it is. We live in America. I got this beautiful brown skin. I accept it and I love it now. Wow, I'm tall. If you know me, you know I'm tall, I'm slim, chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, in my mind and in my reality, that wasn't the shit, right? It wasn't the shit to be tall, chocolate, the shit was short. That way no guys are, intimidated by you. Light skin, mixed hair. You see this shit now, mixed with curly hair or something like that. And of course, still that's a thing right now. But that's what it was. There was Kelly Rowland wasn't getting no love like that. Tika Sumter wasn't popping like that at that time. So I didn't have, and then my mom is a light-skinned woman. So I did not have that example in front of me that said being who I was, looking the way that I look was beautiful. Like, right? And then your parents not telling you that. Your parents not reassuring you of that. So it was just like boom, boom, boom. It was all of it on top of me, right? And I had to understand that that's where it came from. I had to understand that it came from being a child and not consistently being reassured that who I am as my is beautiful. My unique self, the way that I look is beautiful, is special, and it's just for me. And the way that I look, my height, everything about me is to serve a special purpose. And it's the same thing for you and any other girl, lady who comes in contact with this video, and man and boy, everybody. The way that you look, your body type, your frame, your skin tone, your hair texture, your eyes, everything about you is special to you because you have a specific purpose and you had to look the way that you look to get that purpose fulfilled. So I had to understand where that came from. Now, after understanding, so it's first acknowledgement. I acknowledge I got some self-esteem. I had some self-esteem issues. I had to acknowledge that, right? The second thing was acceptance. I accepted. Now, why is this my situation? What happened that made me to think this way, act this way, react this way, right? And so the next layer is understanding. Now I understand. Wow, it wasn't really me. You know what I'm saying? It was how I grew up, what my parents said, what my parents didn't say, what they did, what they didn't do. That's where it came from. So now I can look back at baby D-Ray, teenage D-Ray, young D-Ray, and tell her, girl, you are beautiful. Girl, you are flawless. Girl, you are special. You are amazing. You are here to serve a special purpose. The way that you look, the way that you act is specifically to you and for you to fulfill your purpose. So now, after understanding, I can do the work, right? That next part, so the 4 parts of beginning the healing process. And it's only the beginning because you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. The 4 parts of beginning to heal whatever you got going on is 1, acknowledgement. Be honest with yourself. Don't be afraid to verbalize what you have going on. You have to let it come out of your mouth because when those words come out of your mouth, they circle back to your ears. Right? And now you have reassured yourself, okay, I have this issue, I have this problem, I don't like it, and I'm ready to do something about it. So that's 1, acknowledgement. 2, acceptance. Sit with it. Meditate on it. Meditate on it. Sit with it. Accept it. Let it marinate. Cry if you gotta cry, be mad if you gotta be mad. Whatever you have to go through, whatever process you have to go through in order for you to accept, you just have to do it. And then the next thing is understanding. Your subconscious mind knows everything, right? So if you gotta ask yourself question after question after question after question after question so that you can get down to the why, then that's what you have to do. Ask yourself a question at night before you go to bed. Ask yourself that question. Go to sleep. Whatever dream you have, try to decode that dream. What did those symbols mean? What did those symbols actually say to you? If you need some guidance on that, download the app Dream Moods or Google. Whatever you see in your dream, ask yourself because you need to understand why you have this or that behavior, this or that thought process. This can be in terms of anything. This can be in terms of whatever fears you may have that you want to get over. This may be if you have relationship issues, which is mostly my focus. If you can't get into a relationship with somebody and hold it down, you can figure that out with this way. If you have money issues, you can figure it out through this process. Your subconscious mind knows everything. Seek and ye shall find. Seek and ye shall find. So you have to want to know what it is that occurred in your past, what thought processes, what experiences that you have had that has led you to be who and what you are right now. And when you know and you understand that, you can start doing some work. You can do the exact opposite. So for me, it's like, look, my mom, my dad never told me I was beautiful, and that led me to have low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna do the exact opposite. My daughter, every day, oh my God, girl, you so beautiful. And I mean that from my heart, because she is a direct reflection of me. And now that I am in my goddess essence and fully knowing who I am, I know I am beautiful, right? And so I automatically give that to her. So the healing just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And your healing becomes someone else's aha moment, right? So acknowledge, accept, understand, work. This work never stops. This work never stops, because the universe, your spirit, your higher self, is going to keep throwing tests at you to see if you really got it, right? And every single time those experiences come up, that test whether you are fully aware of yourself, whether you have fully let go of a thought process or a behavior, an addiction, whatever it is that you want to heal from, whenever it comes up, you better pass. Because only through your healing can you receive more. Can you go to higher levels, higher dimensions? Let me tell y'all. When I really did that self-work on my self-confidence, my self-esteem, honey, my relationship with my love, dream wise, it was even more dope. Like, I could tell that he was and still is admiring my finesse, just who I am, what I'm working with. This what I got, you know what I'm saying? So once you do that work, all the relationships that you have, all the situations and circumstances that you are used to will start to work in your in your favor. Like, even if you have money issues or something like that and you got to deal with some root chakra, maybe your mama used to say money don't grow on trees. I know my mama used to say that, you know. Now I have to be like, oh, I want to spend money every single time I get paid, because my mama used to tell me money don't grow on trees and it feel good having some money in my pocket, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But I understand you have to reframe your thinking. Now I'm thinking, what can I invest this money in right now? You know what I'm saying? But at first, I had to acknowledge that there was an issue there. Acknowledge, accept, understand, and do the work. The work never stops though, y'all. The work never, ever stops. It just doesn't. Like, there's so many layers to what you are doing. There's so many layers. You got to keep peeling back yourself. Because this entire experience that you are having right now in this human body as a spiritual goddess being, right? It's only for you to learn and master you. And that's what my whole platform is about. You guys are just along for the ride as I am mastering myself, right? And then whatever knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that comes up, I share with you, because I want to empower you to do the work to get to self-mastery, right? And to master yourself, there's some things you got to heal. You got to understand why. And then once you acknowledge, accept, understand, and you start the work, now you can choose what parts and what aspects of yourself you want to hold on to. What parts and what aspects of yourself do you want to let go of? Like, that's totally up to you. Now you have full control. Now you control your reality. Now you control your experiences. Nothing is coincidence. Nothing is coincidence. Be God. Be a goddess, right? It's the most liberating thing that you could ever do is to take control over your reality, right? Take control over your why. Take control over your experiences. So to wrap this up, guys, first you got to acknowledge that you have some things that you need to heal, right? Don't be afraid to verbalize it. Let yourself hear, okay, out of your own mouth, with your own voice, your own tone, let yourself hear yourself, if that makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to verbalize where you need to work, right? Next, acceptance. surrender to that thing that you need to heal, right? Because once you surrender to it, now you can do the work to really overcome it. But if you don't ever accept it, then the work is going to never start, okay? You're going to keep pushing it away. So acknowledge, accept, understand. Understanding is one of the most important parts too. You got to understand where the trauma, the thought process, the feelings that you have about certain things, you have to understand where it stems from. You got to get down to the roots, right? When you get down to the root, everything else will line up. Understand? And then lastly, the work, right? Once you understand where it stems from, now you can start working at the root of the problem. You can start working on where it started, and therefore your entire reality will just shift and conform to where you are now, your state of being at this moment, right? Thank y'all for joining me on Love Lingo. It's your girl D-Ray, the Divine Relationship Alchemist. Every Wednesday, we right here. We're going to talk love, relationships, spirituality, sexuality, and how all of those things come together to form your reality, right? If you missed it, for all the people that are coming in on my way out, if you missed it, stay tuned. I will be posting this on my YouTube page. Peace. Love you.